So can you sell your house while it's in foreclosure in Georgia? Well, in this video, we're going to answer that and a few other things about the foreclosure process in Georgia, so stay tuned. Okay, so to answer your question, yes, if your house is in foreclosure, you can still sell it and get the money out and move on to the next chapter of your life. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand the foreclosure process in Georgia, and without even thinking about it, they pack up and head for the hills. Well, you're not going to do that, because I'm going to show you and I'm going to tell you a few things and tricks that you can use to get yourself out of foreclosure. One of them is call me. I've been a real estate investor and an agent in the middle Georgia area for a long time. So if you have any questions, make sure to reach out to me. My information is in the description below. The foreclosure process in Georgia usually takes an average of about 4 weeks. Now, what's supposed to happen, and I'm not saying this does every time, simply because mortgage companies can be underhanded, everybody knows that, and certain ones are above board and certain ones are so big they have no idea what's going on next door, much less in the next apartment. So things get messed up, things get skewed, and you have to really stay up on top of them. So first and foremost, make your mortgage payments. Second, if you do have trouble, cut out the Netflix, cut out the Verizon, cut out everything and anything that you can to get rid of those expenses that you don't really need. Starbucks you do not have to have, okay? 3 special trips into town when you can afford to only go one time and get everything at once, okay? Those are things that you don't need. So, can you sell your house in foreclosure? Yes, you can. Now, here's the caveat. The way it works, you have the 4 weeks. They give you a demand letter, you don't pay. They give you another demand letter, you don't pay. The third time, the third month, they send you a notice of default, and that's when the clock starts. That's your foreclosure. They demand that you catch the mortgage up and put it back in good standing, or they are going to foreclose the first Tuesday of the following month. And they put this in the newspaper, and it's going to put your name out there and everybody's going to see it. So what happens in Georgia, now the way the mortgage works in Georgia, when you bought the house, you signed 2 documents. The seller deeded the property to you, and at that very moment, you had the house free and clear as collateral to give a promissory note to the bank. The bank in turn handed you money, and then you turned around and handed the money to the seller, right? Right. Makes sense? Like mud, I know. So the seller got their money, you got the house, and the bank loaned you the money, so you owe the bank. You signed a promissory note, it's an IOU to the bank, saying you will pay them back this much with this much interest for this amount of time, and then whatever's left at that amount of time, you owe the difference. So if it's a 30-year, you owe 0. If it's a 5-year with a 30-year worth of payments, then at the 5 years, whatever's left you pay. Whatever the terms are, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, you signed an IOU, and you also signed in Georgia what's called a security deed. Now that security deed basically said, and go back, you should have it in your file cabinet. If you don't have it, you better go find it, because that kind of paperwork is very, very important. And that's why a lot of people get in trouble, because they have no idea what they signed. That security deed shows that you're giving the bank permission to assign an attorney as trustee to go out and do an outcry and sell your house on your behalf if you don't pay them like you're supposed to. And that's what the foreclosure is. They go to the courthouse steps, they foreclose. Today it's called an outcry, just like in the old days, in front of the courthouse. This debt is owed by you. It is secured by the deed of blah, blah, blah. At this property, legal description of blah, 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 blah. This address of 123 Banana Street. And this much money is owed to the lender. Does anybody have a bid more than that? And then it gets bid. If somebody bids higher than what's owed, then they get the house. If nobody bids on it, then the bank gets it as part of the debt that you owe. and then they turn around and sell it. If they don't get enough out of that house to pay off your debt, you still owe the difference, unless you negotiated something else, and that's a whole different video. But that's what usually happens is they sell the house. If they get enough for the house that pays off your debt, you're done. But until the point where the trustee, the attorney, whatever you want to call him, goes to the courthouse steps and outcries the debt, it's still your house. So you can sell your house right up until the point that they do the outcry and they foreclose on the house on the day of the foreclosure day that they said in that piece of paper that they sent you. And yes, they did send it. Do not try to say, well, they didn't send it to me. Yes, they did. And they should have a certified copy. Now, if you want to challenge them and make them produce the certified copy, proof that they sent it, then that's on you. But the fact of the matter is, they should have sent a default. They sent that certified mail, and you have 4 weeks to get that mortgage back in good standing. If you get it back in good standing, then great, no harm, no foul. But until then, if you can't get it in good standing, you might want to call me, let us sit down, see what kind of a fix we can come up with. I'm not promising anything, but doing something is better than doing nothing. And you do own the house, and you can sell the house right up until that last minute. Trust me, I just did it. This house right here, we bought in 24 hours because the owner waited until the last second to come to the realization that she was getting ready to lose the house and she wasn't going to get anything for it. So I hope this video helps you out. If you have any questions, make sure to reach out to me. Put some comments down below and ask me questions. I'll be glad to answer them. And I'll talk to you on the next video.